thank Sinn Féin for bringing the motion, and I want to support the motion. And it's actually embarrassing, Minister, to be here and listen to the argument and Fianna Fáil supporting bringing in the Taoiseach doing it on the 28th of August, a statutory instrument that seems very little difference with the previous one annulled by the Supreme Court and previous to that by the High Court in another situation. And it's embarrassing really, because we really need leadership and we need a change of direction from COVID, and to realise that we have to support our rural communities and we have to support sustainable development in every sense of that word. And fishermen are an integral part of the food chain, and I wish we were having a discussion here as to how to support them. They certainly feel isolated, and I can absolutely see why. And I represent Galway West with my other colleagues. We have the Aran Islands, we have Inishbofin, and we have a long coast. And I can tell you that the sense of alienation that's been referred to is palpable in relation to the fishing industry. I am all for sustainability. I am not for overfishing, but I can't do any better than what Breach Smith said earlier. We don't have policies that are sustainable. And then on top of that, we bring in a punitive system that you referred to in your speech as being proportionate, dissuasive and effective. It's none of those things. None of those things. And I wonder at what stage will sense prevail where this chamber will actually listen, and as a result of listening to a sensible points being put forward by such an array of speakers here, and do something about it. Let's get rid of this statutory instrument. Let's learn from the Supreme Court and the High Court, but most of all, let's learn from the fishermen on the ground who are telling us this is not possible. It's not fair, it's not just, and it's not proportionate. And the four major points have been mentioned already: the burden of proof, the points remaining despite being exonerated in the court, the multiplying of the points if the quotas are assigned, and of course the restriction of the appeal system to the courts except on a point of law. And how can that be justified? When I look at it, I feel what's happened is you've got to the point where you can't say to the EU anymore, we failed to comply with what we're supposed to have done since 2009, with a tiny bit of leeway till 2012. And here we are 8 years later, and the co-funding has stopped, hasn't it? And it's rising by millions. I can't precisely remember. I didn't have a copy of the speech before me, but you mentioned the money that has been stopped and rising. So you've got yourself into a pickle again, because you need that money from the EU. You need to be seen to be doing something, but in reality you're not. But worse than that, it is just dispiriting for the fishermen who are listening to this debate to realise the complete absence of leadership, and when so little would go so far with them. And I want to thank Sinn Féin again for bringing the motion. Garda Míle Mac.